Tether printed $1 trillion, probably to buy Bitcoin so it could pump to $600,000. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. My name is Dimitri Jeremy. I'd love to say that I'm in the pipe 5x5, but actually I am seriously 1x1 today. I don't know if you've been watching my stories, but I woke up in the middle of the night and I couldn't go back to sleep. I have no problem falling asleep. I just have a problem staying asleep. I only had like 3 hours sleep. And so I only did that yesterday as well, 3 hours, 3.5 hours. So yeah, my brain cells are like dying here. So bear with me on today's show. Going to try to get through it, and yeah, might be a little bit off my game. So try to understand that. Okay, with that said, we're going to be going over the news and then the tea at the end of the news cycle, and obviously doing a little bit of a DGen corner. And yeah, if you're interested in trading, you could do so at coinw.dimitrij15.com. Link is in the description below. I'm playing Medieval Empires. If you want to join, I am giving away some me coins for if you're playing on certain maps. Last chance to get some orc before we take this thing to $1 billion market cap. Also, Waffles coin as well. So don't miss out, right? PayPay giving you opportunities, right? Don't miss these opportunities because, man, but when the bull run starts, you're gonna be like, oh man, he told me so again. Damn, G. All right. With that said, this is the news that we're going to be going over. Some of the news we're going to be going over today. TRADFI, traditional finance, underestimates Bitcoin's enormous scale. Franklin Templeton, CEO, says Bitcoin processed 36.6 trillion in transactions last year, far more than the payment network giants MasterCard and Visa combined. Damn. Yeah, it is early, dog. It is early, right? Jackson Hole, Wyoming, Franklin Templeton CEO Jenny Johnson, who steered the asset management giant towards a digital asset space after taking over her family's company in 2020, is shocked by how much traditional financial firms are unaware of Bitcoin's scale. Yeah. They have no clue how. This is to your advantage. If you're looking for a job, study Lightning Network, because they're going to be using that, right? Because companies, they transact between each other, right? Businesses and so forth. And a lot of money is just moved back and forth, right? With the Lightning Network set up between these companies, they can transact back and forth between each other, and there's like no fees involved with that transactions. And on top of that, it's instant paying settlements, right? So and it's all private. So it is a huge thing that's coming down the pipe, and that's a whole other setup process for these companies that you're going to learn, and you're going to be able to provide them in the future. You will be in huge demand as a Bitcoin expert. So there it is. This is interesting. If you watch my stories again, I did talk about this yesterday. I went to an event, and Tether and Phemex are teaming up here to launch a Durham pegged stablecoin. A little interesting since, actually, is it the AED pegged to the USD? And yes, it is. But hey, you know what? That's good for us here in UAE. We can, because a lot of companies do accept crypto or USDT at a They usually accept the USDT at a discount, but I'm sure they'll accept AED at a 1-to-1 face value. So that's a great thing. USD AEDT, maybe what it's called. Anyways. Settled, but not really. The privacy gap in Bitcoin's final transactions. Okay, so I'm going to cut this short, but basically this guy goes on to talk about how, transactions are final when you when there's 6 confirmations on Bitcoin, it becomes impossible to undo that. But then he says true finality remains elusive if the hegemon, such as a powerful government, can identify parties involved in a transaction, exert coercive force on them to reverse the transaction. So this requires, of course, the government finding out that you made the transaction, right? And then finding you and the third party, the party that received it, and reversing the transaction, having you guys forced to reverse the transaction. Yes, that is true. The government can probably track you down, right? But what's the problem with that, right? The problem is the resources in order to track all these people down. They can't do that to every single person. This is why they want the banking system in their corner, because then they don't have to track you down. They can just boop, press a button and stop you, right? With Bitcoin, they can't just press a button and force you. There's no button to press. They can do that with our current financial system. They can't do that with Bitcoin. The statement that if you and the United States federal government disagree with whether a transaction is final, you are wrong. That is not true, right? That is not true because they have to come and get you. And then on top of that, right, usually, not always, they have to provide a court order. They have to do all kinds of paperwork in order to get this pulled through. And so, yeah, it makes it easier for that. It makes it harder for them to cheat and scam people, the government, or to bully people around. So because, well, first off, they have to physically go to you, and you could actually hide your private keys in, I don't know, something called your brain. There you go. All right, next, PLANB shares proof of Bitcoin can skyrocket to 4 to 7x from here. Wow. Well, this goes on to talk about how, if the price projection comes to pass, Bitcoin will be between 400,000 and 593,000. Notably, the PLANB's price prediction relies on historical patterns rather than random figures plucked from the air. Interesting. Yeah, well, this might help that come to pass, right? If all of a sudden $1 trillion comes into existence from USDT. I think they're preparing for something, for a big Bitcoin pump. All right. Moving on to the technical analysis. Oh, wow, this is great. Bitcoin pumped all the way. I was a little bit scared because we were, testing the lower levels. And we ended up pumping up to the top of the range, which is good. We failed, of course, which is not good, but giving you a chance to retry to see if you can get in on a move because Bitcoin looks ready to pump. But be careful. There could be one final dump that the government is trying to send because there is a market crash coming. So be careful. Whether or not this dump comes here right now, in the next couple of weeks, or whilst we're at a higher level, I think there's a high probability of that occurring. Ethereum looks like it's ready to go, but to be on the safe side, you should probably wait until the $2,700 mark is reached, and then you can see it pump all the way to the $3,000 mark. All right, well, that's it for today. I'm going to rest, right? Maybe I'll do a show tomorrow, maybe not. Hopefully, if I get some sleep, I will do a show. If not, I'm just gonna relax, try to figure something out. Alrighty, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow.